For generations, Manuka scrub was considered worthless and was cut down for farmland. But there's a new cash cow in the Kiwi economy, and it's got wings. Comvita was the first Kiwi company to export Manuka honey to Britain in glass jars rather than 44-gallon drums. Now the health and skincare business export a range of products with subsidiary companies in the UK, Australia, Japan, Taiwan, Korea and Hong Kong. Not bad for a business that began as a retirement hobby. Claude Stratford has been eating this stuff every day for most of his life. He calls it nature's Viagra. When he joined forces with Alan Bougen to found Comvita in 1975, Claude was already in his 60s. This year he turned 101. So something must be working right.
Claude's story, or his proposition, if you like, was that if honey is treated properly, it's a first-class health food in its own right. It's filled with enzymes and minerals and trace elements, and it should be consumed as a health product.
Comvita works with scientists around the world to learn more about what's good for us.
We have a very special type of honey here, the Manuka honey, obviously the very famous Manuka honey. And this honey has certain attributes that lend itself to be very good in wound healing, for example.
Most honeys have medicinal properties. That's because honey creates hydrogen peroxide, which is antiseptic. Manuka honey also has high levels of a non-peroxide antibacterial property, the unique Manuka factor, UMF for short. Because it lasts longer on the human body than the peroxide property, UMF fights infection better. Manuka honey has proved particularly effective at treating wounds sometimes resistant to mainstream care. It's even been known to beat the dreaded superbug, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus.
You can see here that increasing the concentration of honeys, and with 12% honey, this particular bug is not able to grow that big. So you see that the colony is a lot bigger and there's no honey at all. So the honey inhibits, and it's quite sound science.
And while the UMF is one key medicinal property of the honey, last year Comvita and their partners Plant and Food Research, Industrial Research Limited and Massey University identified another healing property in Manuka.
There's many more factors in the honey that makes a healing honey, if you like, so medical honey. Because if it's only inhibiting the bugs, it would not explain why the wound and the immune system of the patient, why that progresses so nicely. And so we have discovered that there's other compounds in there. For example, one compound that stimulates the immune system.
And it's the application of science to natural remedy that drives Comvita.
How could I have known that we could end up where we were actually selling full-blown medical products that were registered with the FDA, and Comvita has actually pioneered that, taken our research, presented it to the FDA and registered a product that's now selling in the professional market, hospitals and doctor surgery throughout the US. I mean, that's phenomenally energising for me.
Now Comvita are working with Ministry of Science and Innovation funding to grow new Manuka trees with longer flowering periods and higher medicinal properties. They'll plant on marginal land, preventing erosion and absorbing carbon.
And so there's a scheme of, combining preserving the landscape and getting carbon credits, as well as, having a source of Manuka honey.
A win-win-win for Comvita, medical honey and the environment.